So in today's video, I'm going to be working on these cuties. Are they not just amazing? Let's see what we can do to make these items over and get them ready to resale. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, you have landed on GingerChickRehab, where I love to go thrifting. I love to look for secondhand finds that I can repurpose to resell or just decorate my own home with. So in today's video, that is what we are doing. And actually, I have thrifted some critters, some cute little critters that I want to make over and share with you all. So I felt like this was an unusual find. I think it's a ram. Some type of a sheep. When I Google lensed it, it kept just bringing me into like tropical Florida items. So I just thought that it's a well-made solid piece, but I could not find any information on it. So it is getting a makeover. So we're going to get it cleaned up because it is a thrifted find, and you know there might be residue that will not let my paint stick on very well. I'm going to start off by giving it a primer coat of Rust-Oleum's spray paint in the enamel and the flat black. I thought I'd really step out of the box here on this sheep. I like black, white. Why not zinc? Why not this amazing gray color, especially since it is a type of statue figure? Oh my goodness. I do love the zinc color. I'm going to go ahead and get those hard to reach places first, the underbelly. I think I'm just going to leave the base and the legs alone for right now. If they look awkward afterwards, I can always paint them. But yes, trying to get into those areas that are hard to reach because I'm going to need to be grabbing on certain areas of the sheep to get to those angles. Go ahead and help the drying process along using a heat gun. This is just coat number 1, and we'll see what it looks like if it needs a second coat or not. But yes, so applying the heat gun helps dry it, but it also kind of like brings along some crackles and some crazings. We can always hope. Every item when you do milk paint is unpredictable. What I'm looking for is those cracks and that crazing and that chippy goodness to make this look like an old piece. And this piece did not disappoint. It is absolutely gorgeous. I do not think it needs a second coat. I think there's plenty on there. I think there's plenty of crackles and crazings. And oh, my heart is happy. So, but what I'm going to do, because some of the chippiness, if I go to wax it first or anything like that, I might be tempted to, it might wax off, or the chippiness will break off. So I'm going to go ahead and seal it in with some Weather Defense clear coat. You can see that chippiness real well, but I want to bring out some of that crazing a little bit more just by adding some of the Jolie's black wax. Look, it automatically, it just added some age to this piece. It really made that crazing, that crackling just pop. And that's why I wanted to seal that in, because when I'm taking the brush to it, I didn't want to just brush off the pieces that were chippy. Gotta love a long-eared bunny rabbit. I love the texture, how they try to make this look like it was a hand-carved wood piece. And it looks like this was probably, I'm thinking, Hobby Lobby piece. And I did thrift this from Goodwill. So I'm going to go ahead and get this tag off first before cleaning them up. I have him all primed up with the same Rust-Oleum flat black. He will probably take differently than the lamb did earlier. You can see you saw some of that blue underneath, but I like that. I like that little perfectly imperfect of the chippiness, and I don't mind if a little bit of color is seeping through, peeking through. So now we're going to be doing some Suitcase on this little bunny. I thought, oh, this will be a fun color to make a chocolate brown bunny. And I also thought I'd mix up a little bit of the Sweet Pickins milk paint in the lantern. I just wondered if I could layer them up, if the chippiness would layer itself. So, you know, as a crafter goes, it's just fun to try different techniques. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It's just fun to try them. So my thought process is the black spray paint is a primer, so it's adhering to that resin. And then I was hoping that you'd get some chippiness, a couple double layers of chippiness, because not necessarily is the spray paint going to be chippy. So that's why I put the black lantern on top of it. And now I'm putting the Suitcase over it, because as you see, the black, you really don't see that beautiful detail that was in this piece. But with the Suitcase brown, you definitely will. But the thing that I did not think about is sealing that black before putting the Suitcase on, because milk paint is a powder substance and is kind of there until you seal it in. So putting that wet Suitcase color over it just kind of made the two of them mix together. So it didn't turn out as brown as I was thinking it. You know, like I said, crafting is a trial and error. You try things and you're like, now why or what or you know how kind of thing. But yeah, so now I know if I want to do that, I probably should seal that darker color in or seal my layers of milk paint in if I'm going to try to layer on top of each other. I don't know if you've done that. Let me know in the comments how you got the two colors to not blend like I just did, that just happened to me. Even adding a second coat of the brown, even though as I'm applying it, you're like, oh yeah, that's going to be brown. And no, that black is still overpowering and that black still took control of this color. So yep, there's just a big difference in how you apply, how you layer your colors, what you do in between colors. And it really, milk paint is unpredictable. You don't know if you're going to get crackling and crazing and chippiness and what causes it to have chippiness, what causes it not to have chippiness or crack. I don't mind it because I always like my pieces to have some type of age. So yeah, it is brownish, but not as brownish as I thought this bunny was going to be. He's a dark chocolate bunny. I do need to seal him in, and I probably should have sprayed him. I should have sprayed a sealer on him. But of course I thought, well, I'm going to pop these details a little bit more using some of the Jolie's black wax, and that did help. That definitely did help pop, but that was not helping the darkness. But I liked it though. I liked that it turned out this way. That Bob Ross, happy little accidents. Yeah, he's definitely right about that. remember, not every makeover has to be this huge transformation. You don't have to necessarily paint it. And of course, the camera wasn't videoing when I started this project. So this was just a plain metal piggy weather vane on an arrow. But I thought just to give it some age, to make it look like it's not necessarily a new purchase good, I'm just taking some of the gliding wax, the rust. Oh my gosh, just a brush on rust. And you know, the thing that I noticed with this is as it oxidizes on the metal, it kind of changes color, which I really love. So I'm just popping some of the details, just adding a little bit more of a visual to this piece. So I have a thing for crows, and crows, oddly enough, you wouldn't think that they would sell, but they do. But the oddity is that the features being painted gold on these just make them look, I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of the gold. So I'm just going to get these washed up because when I think of a crow, I think of him being all black. Not sure if I'm making the right decision here or not, but these eyeballs on the top of their head that look like little BBs, I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, that just looks so odd with them popping out of the head. So I'm taking my nippers and I'm going to go ahead and hope that it's not going to leave a hole and get these taken off. I think they're just welded on. I don't know if I'm making the right decision or not. Sometimes you just have to go with your gut instinct and just do it. So now I don't really think it's not smooth, of course. And there is a little bit of a hole, so I'm just going to put a little dab of CA glue in that hole, do a little bit of the accelerator to dry it quickly because that dries in like 15 seconds. And if it doesn't fill it in, I can do it a little dab more and a little bit of more spray until it fills it in. There was just something about those eyeballs sitting on the top of their head that looked like more of a cartoon version. So I really just wanted to take it down, you know. Crows are usually just what crows are. I'm not going to try to draw any eyes. I thought maybe about doing a little dot of paint, but because of the crinkling of the metal, I'm just going to leave them as is. Sometimes you let things sit around your shop for a couple days and you keep looking at them going, nope, I'm not going to do anything more than just pop these BBs off the top of their heads. I do have to do a little bit of a touch-up paint to them to cover up where I did it. But I don't know, I like them better without the BBs. Oh, you guys, it's a little piggy birdhouse, though I would think it's probably way decorative. I don't know, unless a little bitty wren or something bird was going to be living in there. And I don't want to disturb the hanging system, which is this piece of rope or twine or what have you that ties in. There's no way I'll be able to retie it by taking it off. So I'm just going to take my time to tape it off along with the little piece of wood, when I remember the piece of wood, that is the little perch. This guy has definitely been out in the weather, so he has the sun fading, he has the dirt, the debris, so getting him paint up and giving him new life is perfect. So we're just going to get him all washed up, though it's not going to make a big difference because he's just basically faded. And I said when I remembered that I should probably tape his little perch off. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get as much of that inside sprayed in. There's just, where it has aged and weathered, there's dark spots in there. And, one of the questions I get about 10% of the time when I do something that they think animals are going to, like the bird baths I just recently did, is it safe? Is it safe? Y'all go to Google, look up Google, and Google will tell you that once a paint cures, it is safe. It's not like you have wet paint. Once it cures, it dries. There's a difference between dry and cured, which is dry is like, 15 minutes, cures like 2 weeks, 30 days, it all depends. But yes, it is totally safe. Like if you wanted to use this outside and little birdie wanted to perch on it, you're not going to stick a freshly painted object. The bird is going to know that it's toxic and stay away from it if it was wet paint. I would think so anyway. I feel like I started something with the in the pickle pig, so I'm just sticking with it. I like it. Yes, you can do a pink pig, and a green pig is unexpected, except green eggs and ham. But anyway, I don't know. I now it's like my go-to when I find these little piggies to paint. I like the unexpected of a pig being green, and they have sold so far, and maybe other people would like to buy one of the pigs. So in the pickle color. And I know you can dry a lot of paints and flip them over like this and work on it, but there's something about drying a milk paint that it really does dry. It doesn't stay tacky. You can flip it over, and I can now paint the other side. See, this is what I mean. It is milk paint is so unpredictable. But look at the crackling crazing on this piggy. Oh, be still my heart. So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the Weather Defense Outdoor Spray. I just kind of keep just one on hand. I'm sure there's one for plastics and resins, but instead of trying to remember which one's which, I just use the same one, and it seems to work out just fine. So I'm going to get him sealed in. No sanding required for this piece. It's beautiful. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and let me know down in the comments below, have I inspired you to look at secondhand finds in a new way? And of course, which one of the items I made over today were your favorites? And as always, if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you stayed to this part of the video, I think you enjoyed it. And if you're not part of our YouTube family, smash that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know when I've uploaded a new video. And we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to. Bye.